Hey friends, welcome back to another flow. This one is going to be super slow. You've probably just woken up, but you can totally do this at any time of the day. It's great for just energizing the body, giving yourself a little bit of breath, a little bit of movement to start your day off really well. Let's stand up if you haven't already. I'm just going to start with a few twists on the spot. Just deep breaths in and out through the nose, maybe keeping the eyes closed here. I hope you're comfy. I'm pretty comfy here too. Maybe you make those twists a little bit bigger. And then when you're ready, just clasp your hands together. Big breath in, lift the palms up towards the ceiling, extend through the spine, and then maybe gently coming towards one side, breathing out, and then breathing in, coming back up, and exhaling the other side. Feel free to make this movement yours. So you can always draw one shoulder in, draw it back. Maybe the hands come by the head. Just opening through the intercostal muscles, which are the muscles that hold the ribs together, that allow us to breathe. Maybe you go forward. Maybe you go back. Just what feels good here. Let's all bring the hands by the back of our neck. Let's inhale, try to open the elbows wide. And then exhale as we round, draw the elbows close together, tuck the chin in. Now try press the head back onto the hands. You should feel a release down the back of the neck. And then maybe you start to gently roll down the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Drawing the tailbone down towards the ground, maybe a sway from side to side. If you're doing this right, you're probably going to feel a bit of a tug on the muscles down the spine, down the back, and maybe even the nerves that run down the back and the legs. Let's breathe in, open the elbows wide. As we exhale, bring the hands behind the back. Clasp the hands together, draw the knuckles down towards the ground. It's one of my favorite openers here. Trying to squeeze the shoulder blades back. Squeeze the glutes. Let's inhale. As we exhale, bend to the legs, start to tip from the hips and bring the knuckles forward. Now this is going to feel quite tight, so make sure your knees are bent here, maybe a little bounce up and down. Maybe you release the hands if the hands behind the back isn't for you today, this morning. Can you breathe into the back of the body, back of the ribs? And if you've got the hands behind the back still, let's release them. Let's inhale, bend the legs, lift the arms above the head. Extend the arms up towards the sky or the ceiling, and then exhale, dive it down again, bending the legs. Let's try that a few more times. Inhale, ripple up. And then exhale, send it back down. Can we try that one more time? Bend the legs, articulate through the spine. Lifting up. And then bring your hands down just by the side. Stay standing. A little wiggle of the legs side to side. Let's draw one knee up into the chest. A little bit of balance here. So if you need to hold your hand on something, try draw the knee up into the chest. Lift tall. This might feel pretty tight for the glutes. Maybe we start to roll out through the ankles in one direction. And then the other direction. You could even try play with leaning back a little bit to feel the opening through the hip flexor. And then when you're ready, we're just going to take that foot over the thigh, press the knee out, draw the toes back. Big inhale through the chest. As we exhale, sink the hips back and down. Big stretch through the hips and the quads. The quads? No, the glutes. Nice, one more breath. Let's come back up. Let's change to the other side. So lift the knee up into the chest. Big breath in. Maybe you start to roll the ankles out. It's really important that we give some attention to our feet and our hands. They do so much for us during the day. Maybe a little bounce, a little pull of the foot closer to the chest. And then when you're ready, let's cross that foot over. So flex the toes back, cross it over the thigh, press the knee out, start to send your hips back. You might just have your hands on the ankle and then the thigh. That feels so good, right? Let's come back up to standing. Let's take the feet wide, so just wider than hip width distance. Turn the toes in slightly, soften the legs, big breath in to lift. Exhale, dive it forward. Bend your legs here, and then maybe shift from side to side with the hips. You could even take your feet a little bit wider here if you wanted to find some length through the inner thighs. Feels quite nice. And if you've taken your feet a little bit wider, let's try bring them back a little bit. Turn the toes out slightly and then start to send the hips back. You're going to find a deep squat, Malasana squat in our yoga practice. Maybe the hands stay down, maybe the hips are a little bit higher, maybe the ankles are off the ground. Or if you're feeling pretty open, maybe the hands come to heart center. Can you think about drawing the shoulders back and pulling the heart space through? And maybe you shift from side to side here. Nice big opener for our hips. And then when you're ready, let's come back up to our forward fold. Tuck the chin in slightly, turn the toes in. Let's bend the left knee, take the left hand to the ground or to the ankle. Big breath in, lift the right arm up towards the ceiling, and then start to take a few circles. So taking the arm in one direction, and then maybe the other direction. So twisting through the spine as well as finding some shoulder mobilization. And then switch it up. Bend the other knee, the right knee, right hand comes to the ground or to the ankle. Big breath in, lift the left hand. And then start to take some circles. Just flowing in one direction. And then maybe the other direction. And then when you're ready, releasing the hands to the ground. Take a little step back, place the knees on the ground, find your tabletop position, little shift from side to side. And then find a neutral spine. On an inhale, let's drop through the belly, lift the eye gaze, lift the tailbone, find your cow. As we exhale, round through the upper back, find your cat. Few more breaths, maybe flowing forward and back and then side to side. It's so good in the morning or whenever throughout the day to just make the moves a little bit dynamic. Sometimes we sleep funny, sometimes we wake up on a different side of the bed. And so we just need to cater to our body a little bit differently each morning. Let's try one more breath here. And then find your way back to neutral. Let's take our left hand and take a big step towards the other side of the body. Step it forward and then soften the shoulders down to the ground. Big stretch through the side of the arm and the lat. And then when you're ready, let's come back up. Let's change to the other side. So other hand reaches towards the other side of the mat. Soften the shoulders down. Big breath in, come back to center. Maybe tucking onto the toes here, but if this is quite intense, then feel free to drop them. Let's start to lean back. Maybe tucking the toes if you've got a few ones that don't want to go. Let's bring the hands together and then start to do a little wave with the wrists and the fingers. Maybe try to slow it down. Especially if you work on the computers or doing any manual labor with your hands, your wrists are going to get pretty sore. So give some love to them. Maybe rolling in one direction, rolling in the other. And then when you're ready, let's walk the hands forward again. Spread the fingertips wide. Maybe untuck the toes, a little tap on the ground. And then start to tuck onto the toes again. Lift the hips up and back. Find your downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling out the feet here, dropping one heel down, dropping the other heel down. Just finding some length through the spine, through the legs, using the breath. Again, try and make this dynamic. Try and make this move with your breath. Maybe shaking and nodding the head. And when you're ready, find your way back to neutral. On an inhale, sweep the right toes up towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. It's probably going to feel quite stiff. As we exhale, take the right foot outside the right hand. Soften the left knee down towards the ground. Untuck the left toe. Little shift from side to side here. So let's try use our breath to soften the hips down to the ground, but again, making some dynamic movements just so we can ease in to our body. Probably feeling quite a strong opening through the left hip flexor and through the right glute. When you're ready, let's take a breath in and take the right hand to the right thigh, little twist. So opening the eye gaze up over the right shoulder. This is really good for the spine. Try to take one more breath here. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And then when you're ready, bringing the hand back down to the ground, tuck onto the left toe and take the left foot to where the left hand was. Maybe keeping the hands on the ground, or you could take your peace fingers around your big toes. Big breath in, maybe lengthening. As we exhale, sink the hips back. Find your Malasana squat again. Shoulders pull back. Tailbone draws towards the ground, crown of the head lifts towards the ceiling. Let's release the hips back up. Big breath in, find a halfway lift, soften the knees. As we exhale, soften forward, forward fold. Inhale to ripple through the spine, lift the arms. As we exhale, just take the hands behind the back. Hands come towards the glutes, elbows draw back, thumbs out. Big breath in to lift. As we exhale, start to tip forward, squeeze the glutes, find a baby camel, baby Ustrasana. Inhale, lift the arms again. As we exhale, dive it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoulders lift high, pull them back. As we exhale, plant the hands down, step back into your downward facing dog. Next inhale, let's roll ourselves forward and then start to soften the hips down towards the ground. Squeeze the glutes on the way. Thighs come down to touch and then maybe gently rolling down through the spine. Inhale, baby cobra, pull the shoulders back. As we exhale, come back, tuck onto the toes, push up onto your knees, send yourself back, downward facing dog. Let's try that sequence last time on the last side. So inhale, lift the left toes up towards the ceiling, three-legged dog, pull the left hip down. As we exhale, take the left foot towards the left hand, soften the right knee down. Maybe a little shift from side to side here. Man, I can feel that. Feels good. This is why we warm our muscles and we move. It's because when we come into the rest of our day, we're going to feel so much more open. When you're ready, find your way back to center. Big breath in, and then take the left hand to the left thigh. Gentle press to turn the shoulders towards the side. Let's recenter, bring the left hand down to the ground, tuck onto the right toes. Take a right step forward with the right foot to lift the hips. Find your forward fold. Inhale here. As we exhale, start to sink the hips down. Maybe you're feeling a little bit warmer. Draw the shoulders back. Lift tall. Next inhale, start to lift the hips, halfway lift. As we exhale, soften down. Inhale to ripple through the spine, lifting the arms. And then as we exhale, bring the hands behind the back. Maybe the fingers come down, thumbs go out. Little baby back bend. Draw the shoulders back, squeeze the glutes. And then reset. Well done. That was a short little opener sequence, a little energizing sequence. If you loved it, leave a comment down below. If you feel better, leave a comment down below. Would love to see you again. So I hope to see you next time.